Alright, Randomers, welcome to this video! Woo! As you read my title, this is going to be sort of a behind-the-scenes video of my experience directing the last act of Hamlet. Funny enough, earlier this week on Monday was the second episode of Metro 7 Move Monday, and that episode was my Hamlet projects, and I actually directed this project, and there was just a lot going on during this time. And that's why I want to do like a behind the scenes video. And I might do this with like other videos, like the solo performance I did, because there was like a lot of planning for that. And then the edited projects, I might still do something with that, like I guess when I was like making, when I was like editing that. But for now, we're just going to be talking about the Hamlet project. For this project, I actually did Act 5, Scene 2, which is the fight to death with Hamlet and LAKEY. The reason why I wanted to do this scene is for like two reasons. One is as you'll know, I have like a martial arts background. I did Taekwondo. Now I'm about to get a black belt in karate. And funny enough, when this video comes out, it'll be on the 18th, and that is the day I'm getting my black belt. I'm doing a test right now. Not while I'm filming, but yeah. That video will be coming out soon, and I might also have like a little trailer for it. I don't know. Stay tuned for that. I just wanted to announce that in this video. But anyway, there's that, the martial arts background, and I kind of already had an experience with the scene. I took drama for production, and for some reason we had to watch different versions of this. We had to watch the Mel Gibson version of the scene. I forgot the name of the director, but it was like this, I wouldn't say futuristic, but it was modern day. Like, I don't know exactly, but I'm probably like showing reroll of that, what I could find on the internet of that version. And then there was also the 1940s version. So we had like watched a bunch of these like versions of this scene. And when I heard that we're gonna like do this Hamlet project, I was like, oh my gosh, I know what scene I had to do. I know. Oh my gosh. The last act, the fight scene, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that scene. Like I was pumped. And when that, like I just knew, okay, this is the scene we got to do. Everyone else had to choose their own acts and scenes and whatnot. There was this one person that did a whole act 2, which must have been a challenge, and it was for her, and I guess pretty much everyone else involved in this project. I'll get to that later on. And yeah, I just knew like once the teacher announced this project, I wanted to do the fight scene, and the other students were kind of like worried it wouldn't work out and whatnot. Like they thought I would have to like pick another scene, and I was thinking that myself at one point, and we'll get to that later on, but it all worked out. And then now once we picked our scenes, we were told we could not use the original script, and kind of glad we were allowed to, because as you can see, the script had like a lot of dialogue, and the project said this had to be like 5 minutes long, like the scene had to be 5 minutes. And if I was to use, or I think it was 10 minutes, I forgot the exact length that the project had to be, but as you can see, with this dialogue in the original script, I don't know how I could like cut it down to 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I'm forgetting the exact time limit that we had to like do. Now that I think about it, it was 10. So I was kind of under because my version was 6 minutes. But anyway, I wanted to cut down the dialogue so we could like get to the fight scene. And yeah, the dialogue before the fight might have been important and whatnot, but I cut that out significantly. Like I still had Hamlet talking to Horatio and this other guy. I didn't include those two characters in the scene, but the thing that happened with this is like I still had this guy in the scene, and then yeah, I thought what I had was gonna work out. And the reason why I thought it was gonna work out is because I really thought this was like a good script and whatnot, but I had to change it a lot because there was issues with casting. And why was there issues with casting? Well, fun story. I thought I was good with casting. Like I knew people that I wanted to cast. Kind of wish we had an audition process, but we did not. We were like talking about it, but for some reason that did not happen. I think a little audition thing would have helped, but nope. Students who were like talking about this didn't like how my scene was a fight scene, but they're all like, "Oh, you got a fight scene, girl?" Yeah, they ain't gonna happen. You could do your own casting, basically. And I thought it was good because, well, I was like, okay, because I thought it was good because I had a few people in mind from my acting 2 class, but it turns out not everybody in that class worked out. Like, I emailed a bunch of people from that class, like almost the whole class, minus the students that were in the directing class that were in that class. Woo! Like, I emailed the people that I thought were like good. I was saying like, hey, I'm doing a Hamlet project. Would you want to be a part of this thing? And they were like saying they were like busy with stuff and whatnot, which I get, but okay, it wasn't getting stressful at this point because we still had time. The thing with this assignment, we're only given like, I would say 3 weeks to like find actors and work with these people, and that doesn't sound bad. Like, usually with plays at Old Dominion, there's announcement for auditions, students do auditions, they get everybody like the week of for callbacks and whatnot, and get the cast members involved, and a month or 2 later, the play. But we were given a month to like plan out like the script, like pre-production basically, and finding actors and whatnot, and working with the actors like set up this thing. And with auditions for plays, there's a script already planned out like ahead of time, whether it's original from the director or they found a random play that they want to do, and then yeah, they already have something planned out. But with this, we literally had to like plan out, and I wanted to find actors right after I got the script involved, but like right after I got the script set up, it was all like, oh, by the way, how about y'all wait a week before y'all find actors so we could like prep, like so we could like see where you at with the script and whatnot, But that was an issue because I had to find these actors on such short notice, and like I said, acting 2 class, I had a hard time finding people. Like, either they emailed me saying they have plans, or I emailed them and I didn't get anything back. And I still had people in mind, but they also had issues with availability. And there was one actor that I did get, but they were already in another scene, and they agreed, but their other director was not fine with the idea of him like being in my scene and her scene. And so I ended up dropping this actor so this person could like work with the other director that chose him first, I guess. And then after that, I wasn't too stressed because we still have some time, but we're like getting very close to running out of time to find actors. And we did have a Cinderella play, and I was recommended to like talk to actors that were in there, and I saw the play because I did want to see the play and help out with taking down stuff. And there was a student that I wanted for Claudius in that play, and I think I wanted him as a Claudius or Horatio. I don't know exactly. I think it was Horatio or the other guy. I'll look up his name real quick. Oh, Osric. His name was Osric. I think I might have asked him to be Osric or Horatio. Maybe Claudius. I forgot. I could technically look at my emails and see, but that was like last year, so I don't know. This student I did work with before. Funny enough, there was like other directing project that we had to do, and it was in one of mine. And I feel like this whole class period, which was like 3 months, we should have been wearing about this project in some way. But we waited till like the last month, which I don't know why we waited that long. Like, what the heck? Like, we could have, I don't know. Like, we could have still done these other directing projects I'll mention and worry about this Hamlet project at the same time. And then at the end of each class, discuss where we're at with this project rather than wait till the last month. Like, that still bugs me. It really bugs me. Like, ugh. The other project we did was, very first one was, we had to come up with these like warm-ups for the other directors. Like, it was actually a little thing to do, but I didn't feel like I was directing. It was more I was coaching or teaching. Like, it was not, it didn't seem like directing. Like, we were like doing these warm-up. Mine will have a little Cobra Kai thing here, like that going on. And then I had them do a little karate. I think I had them do some kicks and then some other stuff. Like, I don't remember exactly. But I felt like I was coaching rather than directing with that. And then after that, I think was the first assignment where, no, for the second assignment, we had to direct the people that were in the class to like do something. And funny enough, Autumn was in this class. The person that helped me with Zombie Break-In, and coming up soon, the Autumn documentary, which will be the last episode of Broadcast on Movie Monday, which will be coming out on March 27th. I actually had her be my actor for this assignment. I wanted to do something related to my journey in film and whatnot, because it was like something like that, I guess. I forgot the exact assignment, but yeah, I had her do it. Oh, and the third assignment, we actually had like a group of actors that my teacher like gathered together to like help out with this and help out with this assignment. It was like a silent acting thing where we had to like act out a social issue. At first I wasn't sure like what issue I should like do, but I ended up doing something COVID related, like how I like first started. Like, it had these actors like chill, like act like they're chilling in the library, and then the COVID noise, like the COVID alert thing goes off, and they go home, like they act like they're going home and whatnot. I forgot exactly what I did with the assignment, but it was like COVID related. And then finally, the fourth assignment, we had to find our own actors. I kind of already did this with the third assignment because I thought that's what we had to do, but turns out there was already actors provided like for us, so I already experienced finding my own actors, and I found one of these actors I already asked already if they wanted to be my assignment, and then I asked them again for this assignment, they wanted to be in there. So that's what I did. They agreed, and funny enough, both of these students were in my acting 2 class. And what the assignment was, we had like everybody had the same script. I think it was like something about a character being scared and the other character being like reacting to being scared and get revenge and whatnot for that. The script was the same for everybody, and then we had like come up with how we're gonna like portray the scene, I guess. I had something to do with like a lightsaber. Like one character, I had this one character that was like chilling, and then some guy comes out with a lightsaber and scares the other character, and then revenge, and yeah. And then it was finally time to like get started with this Hamlet project. And we had like a month to like do the script, find actors, rehearse with these actors, and then actually perform on April 24th. At the beginning of April, I thought I was good to go. Well, I wasn't really good to go, but at this point I was having issues with finding actors, and I thought, okay, still haven't like cleared my list of possible people to like help me out. But now hearing this Cinderella thing, I could probably find actors with this, but turns out I was wrong. I told him some actors, like I got my Gertrude, and I think I had my Clyde at this point. Was a little iffy though, because he originally said that he had work and whatnot. I think it was on a business trip, so I originally didn't take him as a Claudius because he was having like work stuff going on. And then I don't think I had my Hamlet yet. Yeah, I was still looking for a Hamlet, Still looking for Horatio, I believe, and Osric. I think I got that character, but then something happened. At this point, I was starting to get a little stressed out, but I found some actors. But since I was still having a hard time finding Alertes and Horatio, I decided to combine them. I combined the actor, and I thought that would make it easier, but I guess not. When asking people in my Acting 2 class at work, I started going outside of it. By asking people in the Cinderella play if they wanted to be in it, and then asking people in my movement of the actor class if they wanted to be in it, and then my improv class too. Because in my improv class, I knew there was these 2 people that had a martial arts background and whatnot that would be good for Hamlet and Laertes. The person I asked to be my Laertes was already part of this dance thing, and then my Hamlet was a little iffy, but then they eventually agreed, so I had Hamlet, and at this point, I thought I had everybody. I thought I had my Horatio, and I still had my Osric. Well, I thought I had Osric at this point, and I thought, since I had everybody, I thought, okay, we could finally start rehearsals, and I did. My original Gertrude said they couldn't show up, and my original Osric didn't show up, and Hamlet didn't show up either, but my Claudius and Laertes / Horatio showed up. That's good. So what I did was I pretended I was Hamlet and all the other characters. I think one of the other actors was filling in for Gertrude. I thought, okay, this is gonna work out. A little iffy with the other people not being here, but okay. First rehearsal, I thought, okay, I could film this with my laptop. So that's what I did. I got my laptop set up. I pretended I was talking with these actors, something like this.
Doing a read-through for Hamlet to the ones who couldn't make it today. Lock up, lock down, hit leg. 1. No. 1. No. Judgment.
A hit. A very powerful hit.
Your legs are falling out. More dramatically.
The practice took 1 hour. We still had scripts, we weren't off book yet. I had to direct at the same time. It was it felt like a disorganized rehearsal, and I thought the second one would be better with the actors that I had already, with everybody there and whatnot. I thought it would be more organized. And during the rehearsal, my Gertrude dropped during the disorganized rehearsal, and I think my Osric dropped during the rehearsal. I wasn't too worried about the Osric because they were a minor character. So I changed the dialogue to reflect that Osric was no longer in that first scene, and that was just all Horatio in that scene. I changed it to reflect that. I was fine with Osric not being in the scene, but Gertrude, she's kind of important because she's Hamlet's mom, and she drinks a poison drink. That's kind of important because that's Hamlet's downfall. So I needed a Gertrude, so I was like, oh no, not this again. I thought I was in the clear. What the heck? Why you quitting on me like this? That was just me in my head, but in real life I was like, okay, let's find actors again, shall we? Yep. And so I did. I proceeded to ask if anyone could be Gertrude and whatnot, and I was done with that process, but that was just for Gertrude. Turns out later that night, Laertes / Horatio had to drop last minute. It was so close to April 24th. At this point, it was April 21st, and this actor got at me, and because of work, can't really help your work schedule. I know that. I was not calm about this. I didn't yell at her or anything. I wasn't mad. I was just more stressed out. They told me she had to drop because of work, and instead of being alright, thank you for helping me with the rehearsal, I guess. But no, I was stressed. I was like, what? No, I can't believe the actors right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was so stressed. I didn't hide my stress. It was that night too. Like, I was not on my laptop. I was on my phone that night. And yes, it was that night when I found this out. Not only did I have to find a Gertrude again, I also had to find a Horatio and Laertes, or Horatio / Laertes. So, whew, I was stressed, and she got kind of mad that I was showing my stress, and I was being kind of reasonable at this point, and she was kind of like, "Look, I can't help this work schedule, okay?" And that made me feel like a bad director at this point. Like, the fact I was showing my stress to this actor, and yeah, it was. Now, yes, it was stressful, but thank God my actor dropped on April 21st. But one of their actors dropped the day of, which was really stressful, and they had to find someone from another director, which they did, and they didn't memorize their lines in time, like, or at least had it in their head enough to, like, know what to say. And it was awkward. Like, I forgot what they said exactly, but the other actors were saying some lines related to Hamlet, and then she had some other lines to say, and she was like, I forgot my line. And I was like, oh no! Oh no! I was good. We got to watch in the back. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. The director who had this situation happen to them was like, was like stressed out about it. And I get it. This project was not stressful just for me, it was stressful for like everybody involved. Luckily I did find a Gertrude, but I was still having a hard time with Laertes. I eventually contacted one of the directors to see if I could borrow one of their actors. We had like a group chat, and this director said that they had Laertes. I guess I think we talked about what actors we had, and they mentioned this one actor. So at this point, I was desperate. It was still at night, and I texted this person and asked if I could use their Laertes for the scene. I did not want to do that, but I was stressed out at this point. Like, none of the other methods that I used worked. So this is my only method, and they let me borrow their Laertes. So we met up the next day, and we had like another rehearsal. We had everybody, pretty much. One of the actors were late. A few days before, they eventually agreed to be in Hamlet. So that's nice that they eventually agreed to it. And Claudius, I was iffy about asking. They eventually agreed, like the workshop was done and all that was done. So they agreed to be my Claudius. So that's why I had like everybody sorted out and whatnot. Almost everybody sorted out. We were still on book, like they were. And I started to like direct a little bit. And I was a little worried that the day of the actual thing that will still be on book, but they practiced it at home and they had it down. Like, I'm glad they did. They did a good job for how hectic this assignment was for all of us involved and whatnot. And yeah, it eventually worked out. The fight-in that I had wasn't exactly how I wanted to be, but my Laertes / Horatio and my Hamlet, they worked it out. They did the fight the best they could. And my Gertrude, I actually found her. She was in my movement acting class, so that's how I found her. So that's nice. It eventually worked out. Like, I'm happy that it eventually worked out. I'm happy that everybody was off book, because I was really worried that the issues I was having with this, that would be on book and it will be kind of a messy performance, but everybody had their lines memorized, which is nice. Like, I was happy about that, and funny enough, the last song was Amazing Grace, because, obviously at the end of the scene, Hamlet dies, Gertrude dies, Claudius dies, Laertes dies, and the only one who's left is Horatio. So I had Amazing Grace was my last song, and I had, that play while Horatio said this.
And now craft the noble heart. Night, sweet prince, and angels sing thee to thy rest.
For the assignment, Amazing Grace was met for their deaths, and an ending per se, like a sad ending, like to represent a sad ending for this. But for me, in this case, I felt like Amazing Grace was a happy song, like to represent that I got through this assignment, like I got through all the stress, like the chains of stress that I had. Funny enough, the chorus or something like that was "Chains are gone" or whatever.
My chains are gone. I've been set free.
I kind of felt that feeling at the end of the assignment, like when that played at the end of my assignment and everybody was like clapping at the end of the assignment, I felt like walking out of the room to the tune of Amazing Grace and getting down on my knees, like praying, like, oh yay, you helped me. Like in my head, this was me walking out after my Hamlet assignment. That was me, like, finally getting the chains off of this assignment. I'm so glad that my assignment actually worked. I was very stressed out about it, and it eventually worked out at the end. And that is my story about the behind the scenes of this Hamlet project. I had fun with it, but I wish we had more time dedicated to this assignment, like I said again somewhere. I wish we had 3 months to, like, worry about this, like, first month, script, and finding actors. The second month, doing, like, table reads and whatnot, with script and whatnot, and doing open book rehearsal, and then by the third month, doing notebook rehearsal, like, everybody has it memorized at this point, and dress rehearsal too, and then the performance, of course, but that didn't work out. I wish it was like that, and I wish it was, like, a piece of cake. But it was not. It was stressful, but I got through it, and glad I don't have to go through an experience like that again. But anyway, that was my story about the behind the scenes of Hamlet. Well, my experience directing Hamlet. I do still want to direct stuff, but not in that capacity. But I do hope to direct soon, like direct more projects. But for now, that's the end of this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to keep on signing. Bye!